here commentating some of Echo's games for the Super Auto Pets tournament, making sure that it is set up in a way that looks at least reasonable, but I can adjust that as we go. So I'm going to give the go-ahead, and we'll have the very rare early stream. Ready for some Super Auto Pets. So early going to be finding some frilled dragons and ants. That's exactly what you're looking for in this pack. The frilled dragon is so dominant that sometimes you might even roll a whole shop that doesn't have faint triggers in the first shop. And you'd probably be taking crickets as well if the ants weren't here. You've turned into a watch. That seems frightening. So yeah, unsurprisingly getting the early win with the frilled dragon. We are watching Echo Box. This is Echo. And 3 early frilled dragons, 3 ants. You can take 2 level ups for 3s next turn if you'd like. Dog in the pack, Ox in the pack. Both very strong hits here. So this is the exact start you want to see. We'll see if you get the triples that you want to see as well. Giraffe, very solid. Owl, not ideal, but I mean, it's a decent amount of stats for this point in the game. So is just going to cycle that now. I'm surprised to not see it just left in this turn, but you know, you're kind of in the unfortunate position where combining the ants actually made your frilled dragon a lot smaller this turn, but I did like looking for the potential dog, and still gets a draw. My actual Super Auto cat is meowing at me through the door right now. All right, it doesn't look like my screen region is too bad. Doesn't look like I'm cutting off too much, but let me make sure that I'm not cutting off the enemy team. I have been accused of that before. So double goldfish, I think, is kind of a shout for trying to find a dog and go for dog. With the double goldfish, dog is just such a cheap way to scale up one unit really big. And even if you don't end up with the dog, it's some nice discounts and still getting a win here despite taking 2 1-2s. You love to see that. A 1 gold dog, I mean, you definitely take that. I'm not sure if I like combining the goldfish here just yet, but you got to make that room somehow, so doesn't seem too bad. And freezing both the beaver and the owl makes sense here, but then that probably means you're just going to play a peach, or you can roll. Is this an afternoon lulnenko stream during a Saturday when I'm wide awake? I mean, presumably yes, but I don't know how awake you are or aren't. I would imagine... okay, so not going to freeze the beaver here. I feel like with the dog and the goldfish, I'd like to see a beaver freeze, but maybe you got bigger dreams in this situation. And it is unfortunately just coming through pretty grainy for me as well. That's not my stream. That is Echo's stream. So we're gonna have to deal with the pixelation. It's all right. Now, level up for a goldfish, I definitely think you take next turn. There's not a lot of strong 4s in this pack, but on 5 you've got moose, chicken, vulture. Lots of good things on 5 in this pack. Monkeys in. So you're happy with most of the possible hits combining next turn. And unfortunately going to take a loss to a huge frilled dragon here. Being at 4, you're probably not... Okay. Vulture is good. I was going to say you're probably not happy with the chicken or with trying to go for too much shop scaling at this point when you're on 4 health. But Vulture is just such a great tempo unit, and then you can look to sell the frilled dragon or the giraffe, get in something like a sheep. I like a lynx as well. I think it's just a strong unit. So going for a vice sell, getting a good unit in. I would have liked to see a sheep frozen, especially with the pill available here now. Cleanup, thank you for the raid. How are you doing? Hope you're having a nice life so far. So freeze the pill for the turtle. I would like to see the sheep frozen for the vulture, but there are other things that you'd probably rather hit. For example, toad is in this pack, and it's very powerful with the vulture. Failed a sloth run. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Have a good one. You too. So you're going to pill the turtle. I would probably have done it in front of the... well, I think the reason not to pill it in front of the vulture is because you want to get pineapple on your vulture. I think that's fair. The reason you would want to give your vulture melon, though, is because of that pet we just saw unfrozen, the hawk. If you put a hawk in the back, you can just dominate vulture teams that don't have melon on their vulture. But I mean, it's not that likely. And the pineapple was not frozen there, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Still going to get a win here. It's 1 gold, you take it. Now, lionfish, anything that gives weakness is pretty nice with the vulture, but you'd much rather see a toad here, I think. Although losing the lynx, the toad becomes a little worse because you don't get the immediate triggers out of it. I think it'd be reasonable to just buy food here as well. Gonna pass it up. I mean, now that you're on tier 5, what you really want to see here is another vulture or 2 more vultures. It's not a team that is super vulture heavy, meaning there's not any summons going on, but it's still just a very strong unit. So I think if you see more vultures and you get the chance to build around it, you probably go for it. Down to lethal now. I'm a known squirrel hater, but this is obviously a particularly bad roll on the foods offered by the squirrel. Bear has some synergy with the vulture if you really want. And probably just going to play a second vulture here. Moose is a strong scaling unit, though. Here it's +2/2, which isn't too bad. Yeah, I'm going to play the second vulture, but it looks like going to go for the moose as well next turn. Freezing chicken, presumably because it's a tier 5 that you can use with the moose to get a lot of scaling. And going against a very strange team that appears to have just been dumping health onto the same ox for the entire game. Really quite odd. Although I guess with the dog and the level 2 goldfish, you probably actually just buy-sell this chicken. for 1 stat point. Especially being on turn 11 now, you can actually find tier 6s in the shop. There's no great reason you need to be freezing 4s. And I don't like taking the +2 here. I think you can be taking more rolls. Just freeze the food if you think you want the pizza later, and go for higher moose buffs. And that is going to be the first run. Looks like a 6. Bit of a not so great first shop. Basically any shop where you don't see the basically any shop where you don't see Frilled Dragon on turn 1, you're a little disappointed in. But picking up the ant and the cricket, this could still become a Frilled Dragon team, and it looks like it will. The iguana not super strong, and there's a really nice triple. But taking an early pair to look for a 3 early, maybe find an early dog or ox, always seems like a good enough option. And we'll have the combine on the Frilled Dragon next turn anyway. And I am still covering part of the opponent's team. Let me move my camera up to the other corner. Should be a little better. So I think it's actually a pretty big decision moment in this pack, whether you combine on turn 4 or wait until 5. In a lot of packs, you would want to wait until 5 to try to get a higher tier unit, but this pack has a pretty good selection of 3s and a pretty bad selection of 4s. I would not hate seeing this taken right now, and it is. Turtle, just strong with the Frilled Dragon. You probably just leave it in because it is a faint trigger, but you can keep the pill, look to pill it later. I'm happy with this. What do you do with your channel points? You just get to feel superior to people who don't watch as much. And a squirrel. I want to see how this works out because as I mentioned earlier, I'm a known squirrel hater, but this is early to find it, and there are some pretty good foods in this pack. Cans especially are pretty solid because in this pack a lot of the time you want to pivot into tier 6 units anyway. No matter what you have, a lot of the time you're going to be picking up tiger, white tiger, octopus, maybe leopard. So getting cheaper cans and just other food buffs might work out really well. Saving the turtle here, looking for a level up on it. I don't know if it's going to be a level up and then pill kind of situation, or if you're keeping this turtle around. I think keeping a turtle around can be fairly solid. You can even look to go microbe in this pack, which is probably not the strongest thing to do, but I would like to see it work out. I want to see a microbe build, whether we should or not. It's what I want in my heart. And for now, the level 2 Frilled Dragon's still going to be getting some wins in, so that's 5. Discounted pair is always nice. This is a level up turn, so I wouldn't mind seeing some rolls trying to find a sheep or turtle here. See if you can get out an early 5. And opting to just play some tempo instead. You can put the pug behind the turtle, which then levels it up, and then that allows you to play the frilled dragon behind the turtle. I mean, that's probably not really better than just leveling the sheep with it here, but it is a cuter play and therefore mandatory. But no, this works out fine. Another pair. Fantastic news. And gonna go for the expensive level potentially with this crow. Also just a sheep in the shop. But you probably would want to wait for next turn to level at this point. Banned for not making the cuter play. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is a ban. So this is 2 levels into 6, drops next turn. On 9 health right now. It's looking pretty good, especially if you hit like White Tiger Octopus. Now there are some misses in this pack. So Mrs. Pac-Man, for example. And that's just a really powerful elephant team. Hate to lose to that, but you probably just hate to lose in general. Piranha, not ideal. Lioness is pretty risky, but this team doesn't have too much going for it right now. Okay, gonna take the Piranha. It's good with the Frilled Dragon, plus it's just a decent amount of overall attacks. So while it's not the most impressive thing in the world, it's still gonna be pretty good, most likely. And if you are gonna keep it around for these monkey buffs, maybe it gets extra triggers. Curious about how this placement will go. So if you place the turtle in front like this, that kind of signals to me that you're hoping to keep the turtle and lose the Piranha, but that's not necessarily what we'll see happen. I'm thinking this means pill the Piranha, keep the turtle, and that is what we see. So monkey level up seems like a no-brainer, and then you'd really like to see not taper here. It's probably the worst hit, but you can just put it in front of a sheep at the back and it becomes a sheep. It's not the worst thing. So this positioning seems strange to me because you're not getting any value out of the taper, but perhaps just valuing being able to keep the turtle in front and being able to shield the sheep. Big turtle. There we go, the melon turtle. It's about time. And now vulture with the sheep like I was begging for last game. Gonna get a lot of shots in. Probably, I guess, apparently not. Theoretically gonna get a lot of shots in, actually gonna get 0. That's a 7. Unfortunate to hit an octopus that just snipes your vulture right away there. Not too much you can do about that there. And it looks like we might be on the big fish game plan, because what else are you really going to do with that shop? I mean, fish, otter, Seems like a reasonable choice. 3 crickets, you probably just start buying crickets here. It's a level up you can just take at the start of next turn. If you want to take the frilled dragon, you still can, although it's maybe a little questionable taking it once you're already up a tier. And considering you're planning on combining the crickets. A nice win and early sheep. Sheep pretty good in this pack. You've got to put the pug behind the fish. Thank you. I was concerned for a second. So yeah, pug behind fish here is great. It's just a +1/1 to everything at the start of the turn. So it's not like the most inspiring thing for the whole game, but on turn 3, that's a huge advantage. Gonna look for a 3, hits turtle. Wow, okay, pug is a good early thing to level up in this pack. And just gonna get another pug in now. I'm curious to see what the pug will end up buffing in the long term. Please buff the fish. Just at least one of them needs to be. Okay. As long as one of these hits the fish, I'm happy. And that's a really strong early team. See the combine. I like Dragonfly a lot here. It's +2/2 a turn, which is like a double giraffe. It's also more stats than a penguin would be in this situation if you want to think about it that way. It's just a very nice scaler. Considering it's tier 4, it's a very nice scaler. And finding the level 3 pug, that's going to give you a 3 for the Dragonfly. And also, I mean, it's just a level 3 pug. Can probably find something good to do with that. I've noticed Echo really values the owl highly. Definite owl respecter, and going to wait until next turn and find 2 5-drops by combining the pugs for a 2 and then combining the 2s for a 3. Also finds a level 2 turtle, which could stick around, giving a 2 for the Dragonfly. Then the Dragonfly will be its full 3/3 buff. Just looking really good for this stage of the game. An unfortunate combat, but I still think looking very solid. And monkey is a fantastic pickup. Hamster is all right. Second monkey, wonderful. Just feeling great here. And now that's going to be functionally a level 3 turtle. Just feeling really great about this, and I'd probably expect to see the Dragonfly frozen too, but choosing not to. We're in the world of monkeys now. Although the Dragonfly is actually more stats per turn than the monkey. So this run has suddenly become illegal. This definitely seems like a bit of an illegal run, I would agree. I don't mind seeing 2 pairs frozen. I also don't hate not freezing them. I mean, it's just a lot of stats for relatively cheap, but you'd probably rather look for more monkeys. I mean, It's time to find another monkey. I still like this dragonfly. It's still 3-3. Choosing to take this one. Little odd, but... And going for the expensive level. Will you do that now or put in something and go for it next turn? Which one will it be? Dragonflies, more stats, if that's what you care about. Okay, cat is a very good early find. I think you're live, laugh, loving if you're in this situation. I mean, cat here with a really strong team, you can start taking cans, and then if you need to switch something out, have a shop full of just huge stuff from the can buffs. Just looking fantastic. Not taking the first can, so now I'm just confused. And not taking this one. Just looking to buff what's already on the shop, or already on the board, rather. Maybe that makes sense when you have this much permanent scaling already. You probably won't be replacing much, if any, of this. I'm just always looking for any opportunity to swap my stuff out for an octopus. But if you can just get wins with this team you've already got, wins are wins. Are you gonna do it? Yes. So taking the octopus here, it will be getting buffs from the dragonfly. It will be shielded, so it gets to hits most of the time, and the pug's putting it on level 2. I mean, it's just a dream scenario. Probably melon your turtle. Okay, you can do this to monkey your octopus. That works too. Here you're maybe looking for a white tiger. Other than that, I think you're pretty much happy with this team and you're just trying to put stats on it and more melons. I think a melon on the turtle itself would be great. But already at 9 and probably just going to take 10 here as it is only turn 13. Bit of a better octopus from the other team, bit of a worse everything else. So nice clean 10 there. And holding in there, Echo absolutely still has the chance to take first place after that 10 win, sitting now at 23. I like the cricket respect. I like the frilled dragon respect, taking it even when there wasn't a feint in the shop. Because, I mean, we've seen how dominant it could be in this pack early. And how it can just get like 4 early wins or something before you even have to think about getting in something else good. This, unfortunately, not going to be one of those. It's the iguana counters cricket. And after that last game, I wonder if you just go for pug life and yes. Echo saying yes. It is a pug life and it is probably a dog game, I would imagine. Yes. So now the frilled dragon probably on its way out, with only 1 cricket in and kind of the necessity to do some buy sell for this dog. Will we see a shrimp? It's Scampy. The Scampy's in. And I'd like to see some otters cycled. The otter buy sell is happening. And Scampy number 2. It's happening. The Scampy run. Here on twitch.tv/lulnenko. I mean, I'm not the one doing it. I'm just watching. I see otter. I cycle otter. Yep. Owl's a great pickup. I mean, Echo was buying owls anyway. Here you've got, I was going to say, just enough money to do a buy sell if you wanted to get another cycle through. Instead, opting to take more rolls and finding another Scampy as a result of it. Might not be doing it, but it is happening on this stream. It is happening live on this stream. It's true. Level 2 Scampy incoming. Or you could keep them separate if you really want, but I don't imagine you would because then you're selling this pug. A good buy-sell shop as well with another owl and a beaver. And looking to wait until next turn to take some 5s. I like that a lot. Garlic could do some work here. Seems reasonable. Next turn, look for 2 5-drops. And 2 monkeys like last game could do it. 2 chickens, 2 vultures. There's solid options and only at 1 win here, but still 9 health. So not feeling too bad in this situation and taking a second one. What's it gonna be? Triceratops. You probably buy it. It's not amazing, but choosing not to, that's fine. Polar bear, also not amazing, but I have to imagine you take it here and just get something big. Buy turtle, buy polar bear, freeze bat or giraffe, and then just have a big bat or giraffe. You don't have to freeze anything if you don't imagine it sticking around. You can just treat the polar bear as a 6/9. Sticky blicky. Yeah, not nearly as good a hits as last time. 2 monkeys not showing up, but still taking a win here. And just gonna get rid of the polar bear. Get back to buy sell. The buy sell lifestyle. Double owl, can't complain. Looking to pill the turtle for the dog, I imagine, or not. It might be about time to move the dog back so that it's getting the melon armor. It has garlic, but I don't know how much longer you care about that. This working out nicely, though. 2 puffer fish might be worth taking. I wouldn't hate just doing more buy-sell, though. I imagine you take the mole. And then just gonna end on hawk. I have to imagine you freeze the chocolate for something, but there's not too much you actually care to give chocolate here. There's Monkey. I knew Monkey was in this game. Choosing the 4th position snipe and hitting an ant that buffs a rooster. Probably the worst possible hit, but still an easy win. This pug turtle strategy has been working really well. Now moose shows up. Could be a moose angle, but looking instead just like monkey, and it's going to be a level 2 monkey right away. Opportunity to go Komodo. It's really awkward with the pug turtle though, and just going to opt not to for that reason. And will we see big turtle again? It is time for big turtle round 2. Really nice break point there, and cleanly winning it with the dog. We see a double tiger with the chocolate and the octopus. I have to... Alright, I was going to say, have to imagine you take a level 2 tiger right away. But you're using the pug for the octopus. That actually kind of accomplishes the same thing. So you're early today. That's me. So I don't know if you're freezing these tigers what for at this point. I mean, obviously for octopus synergy, but what do you get rid of? Maybe hoping to level the turtle and then sell the pug. Nice, nice. And the opponent giving melon to one of their weaker units there. Seems questionable, but works out nicely for our protagonist. And level 2 octopus is in the building. Looks like the pug is on the way out here. And we will see tiger. Are you commentating multiple today or just Mr. Echo? I'm doing snake fods later. Around my normal stream time. This is a squad where you're not going to level the tiger there. You're going to take the plus 3/3. That seems like an oversight. Anyway, what was I going to say? You probably don't want to get rid of anything unless you find a white tiger. And now taking the tiger level up. What a throw. I think it's going to be fine. This is 9 wins, 9 life, and I have to imagine it's going to be the 10 within 1 or 2 fights here. This is a monstrous octopus. And that's back-to-back 10s. Echo Box now sitting at 33 with 2 runs to go. Needs 15 wins and 2 runs to tie. Although would lose on tiebreakers if that happened. So Echo Box needs 16 wins in 2 runs to take the lead. Another early Frill Dragon with no actual synergy, but gonna pick it up this turn. And I wouldn't hate to see a roll and try to sell the pig for another, but choosing instead of prioritizing the win this turn, the econ option of just taking another pig. Yes, taking the time to choose the Unwashed Gladiators as a team name. Another turtle. We've been seeing some good turtle action. I definitely think that Echo's going to be happy to see that. And I was thinking you could even sell the pig here, but I don't see any reason you need to do that. How's the commentating going? It's going. It's definitely going. Pug, you gotta take the pug. Do what has worked for you so far. And pug turtle seems to be the working strategy. Going to actually pill the turtle this time. I don't mind that. I mean, it's a classic play for a reason, but will make the frilled dragon weaker this turn, and I'm afraid that if this fight is a loss, that takes you down to 6. 6 is the same as 4 in this game. 6 equals 4, so it's a scary spot to be. Putting in a 1-2 and getting rid of a trigger for your frilled dragon this turn, I'd be a bit afraid. But stacking up quite nicely. Just enough health there on the pig. With the 2 goldfish here and the discounted dog, it's going to be a dog run. I mean, there's no other option here. And now Frill Dragon not getting any buffs, so you might as well sell it and do something else with your life. Second dog, level up on the goldfish. I'm going to have 2 separate goldfish for this turn. Now this looks solid. This looks like a very solid run. I'm going to be doing more big dog buy sell. And unfortunately going to lose to a pretty sweet raccoon. I gotta be honest with you and describe that raccoon as sweet in both flavor and quality. Cycle the 1 costs. Cycle the beaver, and choosing not to keep the rooster, which I don't hate, because where are you really going to put it? Probably looking to make another level 2 turtle, put the pug behind it. Well, level 1.5, and then put the pug behind it to turn it into a 2. Raccoon meat is sweet. I haven't tried it. So now you can move the pug. It's a good owl. And double squirrel is a potential option as well, although if you're doing buy sell, do you also want to be buying foods? It's maybe more than you want to be. Maybe you're spreading yourself a bit then if you go for that. I like taking this second pug, one that doesn't already have melon, and giving it melon. And here opting to freeze 2 squirrels, they're going to cost 1 each next turn. Okay. This was a pretty reasonable approach, I would say. So here, I think you still get more out of putting the pug behind the turtle, even though it doesn't really do anything It also doesn't really do anything to put the pug behind the dog. So I guess it doesn't really make a difference either way. But if you put the pug behind the turtle, it at least helps in situations where your melon gets sniped off your pug at the start of the fight. It's probably not a huge consideration, but there are start of turn snipers in the pack, like the hawk. Level 2 squirrel. Okay. White tiger is in the building. We have a lioness. There's options here. There's even a chicken. If you were going chicken, you would probably have kept the goldfish. Okay, so no reason not to have cycled the chicken. It costs 1 gold. I gotta be a little bit of a hater there. Gonna be a little bit of a hater. Getting a nice draw. If you're scaling all your shops with lioness, you maybe don't mind the draws so much. Leveling the turtle doesn't do anything now because the white tiger's activating it, but in the future you might want to pill this turtle, and you also might want to put the white tiger in front of something else like the octopus. I wouldn't mind freezing this pill, honestly. You've got to find something else to put behind the white tiger, but you're going into tier 6. Gonna lose to the level 2 vulture squad. Vulture no vulching. There's a cat, but it's a scary situation. All right, going for cat cans. And it's fine to lose the pug that had melon there because it's getting melon anyway from the tiger turtle. Dog now not really more impressive than anything in this shop, which means you can sell it next turn. Get in 2 cats, double can. You're probably selling the lioness as well. And luckily fighting a really bad team there that's kind of still going chicken and in the early phases of going chicken. So shops are huge now. This might have been just enough of a break to turn the corner for 10 wins, but we'll see. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's get the appropriate amount of ahead of ourselves. All right. The person with cockroach on turn 12. Yeah, get about 5 turns ahead. So the white tiger in front of the leopard does not do anything here. And I'm hoping Echo realizes that. It goes in don't do this to yourself. It goes in order of attack. The leopard has more attack than the white tiger. So the white tiger's not going to do anything for this leopard. Still taking an easy victory. Looks like realizing now that it didn't do what it was asked. Oh, look, a white tiger. So if you take this white tiger, you're a 35 attack white tiger. Then you only need a pair to make it trigger the smaller leopard. I mean, you could do that. Gorilla. Gorilla. All right, tough loss to a strong team there, but still 8. And needed 16 going in to take the lead, getting 8, which means another 8 here would be enough to launch into first place. Echo asking how many games he's played. That's been 5. 1 left. I'm going to ask, do you want to know where you stand? So even though there are some players who have racked up 10 wins, Bard got 4 10 wins, nobody else has managed to make it through without getting a 5 or worse. Echo has not yet had a 5 or worse. So this could end up being the winning run if it's just a solid enough 8 or 9 or 10, I suppose, that gets you there. Also, an interesting stat: the average score for a player's first run in this tournament is a 5-win run. For their second one, the average is an 8.3. It seems like nobody is prepared for their first run, or almost nobody. So the Frill Dragon now not actually working with anything, but on the bright side, Big Otter. Big Otter. Warm-up games are in need, apparently. And I didn't know, I saw Echo's first 2 runs, a 6, a 7. I thought, this isn't going anywhere. But looking at it now, only needing 8 to take the lead and getting a 10-10-8 right before this, this is looking like we could have our winner. Again, let's get the appropriate amount of ahead of ourselves. And next turn, probably combining these swans, getting a 4. Hoping to see maybe Dragonfly. Think you're happy with a Lynx? Whether you want to keep the Lynx long term or not, it's just gonna snipe for a good bit of damage right now. It's 7 already. So, I mean, it's functionally a hawk. Kind of. Level 3 otter. I mean, it's just nice to get the 3/1/1s, right? Deciding if it's worth waiting a turn, looking at the list of animals, and yeah, I think with how strong the 5s are in this pack, you probably do just freeze it, but getting another Lynx, very good result. Don't think anyone's going to complain about that. And rolling it down, finding another pug. The pug has enough attack that if you really wanted, you could combine these lynxes and have one level 2 lynx. I'm not really sure if there's any good reason to do that, but like you can. I mean, there would be good reason in following turns, just not that one right there. Taking a 5, it's a polar bear, probably just going to pass on that, I would imagine. No, choosing to take it. Selling off the level 3 otter, I just worry about a little bit because it was 3 damage to each of your shots from your lynx. The classic pug turtle strategy coming back. I think pug turtle maybe is just the key here. Maybe that's how games are won and champions are made, or something like that. Just enough gold here if you want to buy the chocolate and another 5-drop. And more than happy with that, especially because you can get one more turn of polar bear buffs onto this rooster. Sell the polar bear, get in the rooster, and it's a really nice unit to have with your vulture. It's looking like a really strong run. You can pug the rooster or the vulture here. I think either would be reasonable. And choosing to go for monkeys again, probably going to scale up the rooster. Whoa! Selling the vulture with a rooster on the team. I'm surprised to see that. But just gonna go make a really big rooster. And you have this problem, right, where you want to pug it, but you also want to give it the monkey buffs. So choosing instead to buff the swan so that they can get another summon out of the rooster. And that is 7. One more win takes the lead. So I think you just want to play for tempo to whatever extreme you can. Although, you know, there's runs remaining, so just taking the lead isn't necessarily what you're interested in. You want to win. More rooster. Gotta love it. That's going to be a loss, but still 5 health. Just needs to get 1 win before 2 losses. Komodo and Pug are not really friends. Komodo and Rooster are not really friends. You probably just let that go. Will the 2 chili peppers get there? Looks pretty solid against this team. It's only a level 1 rooster, so we have a new leader. But will this be 49, 50, or a 51? That's all that's left to see. Now 2 level 2 roosters, functionally. I could see this going all the way, but I would not be surprised to see this stall here at 8, just because they are not particularly high statted roosters. That being said, that's 9. And a white tiger is in the shop. You can replace the pug with it potentially. Just gonna let it go. That's fine. So I think maybe instead of taking the level there, it made more sense to put the rooster on the rooster that was already level 2, because then the pug pushes it to level 3, whereas doing it this way didn't actually achieve anything. So especially on 9, I would have liked to see it played the other way. But this is going to be a 10. That is the third 10 for Echo, and Echo Box, our new number 1 leading player. And I got it all on my stream, so that's exciting. With a score of 51 points, that's an average run of 8.5. Congratulations, Echo, on the run, and there's not a lot of people left. Yes, that's a 51. There's not a lot of people left to contest that score, but there are a few. I know Kyogre was being talked up, and we'll see. There's a little bit of suspense left, but Echo Box taking a solid lead. The next highest score was a 48, so leading by 3 points now. We'll see. We're in the last day. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to be streaming again tonight, doing more commentary on Snake Fod's run. And I guess that's all I've got for you for